Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Today looking at this very special release from Maker's Mark. Now this was given to me by a good friend Rory, who works with Maker's Mark and some of the other Scotch whiskey brands in New Zealand. And I told him how I've never really drunk much of the bourbon, especially good high quality bourbon, because obviously my life is consumed by Scotch single malts and blends. And he said he had something special that he wanted me to try, just to try and help change my opinion and also elevate my bourbon experience. Now, obviously, you might be familiar with the Maker's Mark range, which has the standard 40%, while in New Zealand we get the 40%, which is their core range bourbon. In some markets, I think the same one is at 45%. And then they do the Maker's Mark 46, which is their unique proprietary way of aging whiskey, where they add additional staves, whiskey barrel staves, into the barrel to give it more wood contact, hopefully a little bit more complexity and a little bit more flavor. And what's particular about this one is this is their 2019 release, where they've used a particular, again, proprietary stave profile, which is RC6. So the staves have been, I'm assuming, shaved down or cut down in a unique way. And a number of them, 10 virgin toasted American oak staves, have been entered into the barrel to give it more wood contact for a number of weeks and months. And then the whiskey has been bottled for our pleasure and bottled at a very generous 54.1% ABV. Now, the standard Maker's Mark, I've drunk quite a bit of it back in the uni days, and I did enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of it being at 40%, but the commercially released Maker's Mark cask strength is one of my favorite bourbons, as just truly remarkable, I think. And I guess being at cask strength, same as the Scotch whiskies that I truly enjoy, at the high ABV leaves me in control to get more of the flavors, more of the complexity out of the whiskey. And also the Maker's Mark 46, that's a great sort of 45-50 pound 80 Kiwi dollar retail whiskey. This one, I genuinely have no idea how much it is for a bottle, but I do believe Rory might have gone 2 states on one of his tours and picked up a bottle and gave me a few drams to enjoy. Well, let's find out what's it like on the nose first. Now, I actually thought and I assumed that I had misplaced my General Liley bourbon glass, but during the house moving, luckily it's turned back up and turned back up just in time for a bourbon review. Now, if you're not familiar with the General Liley range, I would 100% recommend checking them out. Obviously, you would have seen me use their whiskey glass in particular, which is this one here, and this is their bourbon one, which they've put a lot of research and design effort into. The key difference is I think the shape is somewhat similar, you know, big at the bottom, you got a nose up top, but it's got this heavy sort of glass here, which I really enjoy it. And I've drunk a lot of Scotch whiskey out of it because I like the feel of a heavy glass on my hand. Wow, it's just a very gentle spice on the nose straight away. Burnt caramel. There's underlying honey sweetness. Getting a distinct earthy character, which is quite pleasing. Look at that color. You gotta love bourbons. Look at that. Wow. To be honest, I was hoping for a lot more of the spice and less of the sweetness, but it's sort of in the middle where there is spice, but it's not overpowering by any imagination. But the honey sweetness is coming through absolutely fine, and it's quite pleasing. kind of getting a sort of a ripe mandarin character on the nose. I don't want to say citrus because I think that'd be too far. Almost similar to some of the red wine cask aged whiskies I've tried recently as well. It has that sort of tannin character, so not quite spice, but it is quite earthy and quite intense on the nose. Oh, really good. Well, let's find out what's it like on the palate. Spice. Not overpowering by an imagination, but it's like a boom spice. And then it's so bizarre because, and that's where maybe I need to educate myself a bit more, or I have a lot more learning to do as well. Because a similar Scotch whiskey at that ABV would be very oily and punchy, where this delivered a great spice punch, and then it's sort of dying to the back, you know, the spices at the back. The sweetness sort of hasn't quite kicked in, but I just can't get over the distinct lack of that oily character, that heavy character Scotch whiskey presents. And look, I'm liking this for what this is, which is very nice, but it's bizarre. Wow, maybe someone can comment on that. Wow. A bit more of the caramel and the sweetness is kicking in. It's making me crackle. Nearly. It hasn't quite made me crackle. It's nearly making me crackle. Wow. The spice is just amazing. The reason why I didn't pour, I could have quite easily poured all of it out, because I would love to do another video of this side by side with my favorite, which is the Maker's Mark Cask Strength, because I think the cask strength Maker's Mark allows a lot more of the sweetness to come, which is a bizarre thing to say, you know, because for memory that's higher ABV than this one here, the 2019 special release. But very interesting whiskey, very, very interesting. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to it just to see what happens. Nothing fancy going on here. All right, let's see. A lot more of that sort of earthy characters coming on the nose. Very nice. All right, well, let's see what's the palate like with water in it. Much lighter, very, very much. But the spice is still there. It's so good. Honestly, it's hard to explain, and it's very hard to compare it to a Scotch whiskey that delivers that consistent spice. Even after adding the water, the spice still wants to come through and say hello. Wow, really nice. Thank you, Rory, for sharing this very special dram with me. I feel special having tried it, and I promise to open a cask strength Maker's Mark really soon, because I got hold of some of the half 375ml bottles the other day. So I'll review the Maker's Mark cask strength separately, but I'd love to do a side-by-side review of the two high ABV Maker's Mark, because I think it'd be quite interesting to see what the difference in the flavors and the profile is. Well, that's all I've got to say about this particular dram. If you are liking the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the very near future with another whiskey review. See you later. Bye-bye.